Hello! I have another realistic sketchbook to share of me and my life as a wisdom artist. But I have been sketching in the year of 2025. This one took 6 months to finish, and it's really just whatever I can squeeze in for fun, for enjoyment, in between life, in between commissions, in between work, whatever comes of. I still love and a big believer in keeping a sketchbook whatever seasons of life you are in. So this is another one that's quite life drawing heavy, because that is most of the stuff I can make my time for these days. But nonetheless, it is one where a lot of growth happened, where a lot of joy happened, and I would love to share it with you once again. Thank you for being here. Let's jump right in. Okay, and here it is. Already you can tell that this is another one of those Lightbox sketchbooks, because it's covered in stickers that I collected at Lightbox this year. This is one I did. I did this one as well. And then just a couple of them that are collected from people passing by, from friends, from recruiters, from people I admire. This one is a true favorite of mine. Seki's work, you probably heard me ramble about her work and how much I love it and how much it influences me. So I'm really glad I got to put that one on my sketchbook as a little reminder where I would like my work to go to. So let's get into it. We're starting off on the 28th of July, 2025. So pretty much half a year ago. And we're starting immediately with naked people. Just a disclaimer, my whole sketchbook is usually naked people, either from imagination like here or life drawings. I do a lot of life drawings. That is the one consistent drawing for fun that I do if I have work on the side. I don't always make time to draw and paint for fun out of imagination or locations, but I do pretty consistently go to my life drawing classes every Wednesday evening with a wonderful group of friends. So that's what most of the sketchbook will be, which I'm always worried will be boring to show, but there's so many little wins in all these sessions that I still hold very dear. There's, for example, like these bleeds that I've talked about before that I never can predict, and just how swoopy this drawing was, like the whole shape of her hair, the whole energy of the pose and stuff. That is something that I never was able to capture that well, and stuff like that happens every single session. So I'm so glad I go regularly, and it influences what I draw for fun as well. There will be in the sketchbook a few pages that I have torn out, which I usually don't like doing, but this year there were a couple other drawings that I sold, or this model, Olga, wanted to have one of the drawings that was here, so that's why there's a page missing here. I am going to show what's on the back though, like this drawing over here. You can see still the remnant of is a drawing that I did of a friend of mine who was painting Olga on the other side of the room, and she looked so cool that day, so I did a portrait of her as well. That was on the back of the drawing that I ended up gifting to the model, so that's why I don't have this drawing anymore, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, it's lovely to gift drawings, but I do notice how, even though I have countless of them, attached I get to my drawings because of these tiny little micro wins that every one of them displays for me. This is a meetup with my Munich's plein air group that likes to meet every Saturday or Sunday. This was at the Viktualienmarkt, which is a permanent farmers market in the middle of Munich that I love. And this day it was raining like crazy, so there's people like hinting at people with their umbrellas in the background, and I was sitting under the cover of another one of these fruit stands painting this one, and it was a very cozy day. It was warm but rainy, and I loved it. Here's some more short poses of another life drawing session. She had dreads, I believe. I don't even remember drawing her, but this pose I like a lot because this one is so curved, this part, and this one is so straight, and the lines are just quite loose. I remember drawing her with pencil was a lot of fun. Drawing her with color, however, I wasn't as happy with. It just turned out to be kind of gray. I've attempted to darken my watercolors here some more to get that actual darkness that we had in the room, but it ended up just graying it all down. Still struggling with that. I was trying to get closer to the values I was actually seeing. I realized this page might look like a little bit of a mess, but one of the people at my dive drawing sessions really loves doing movement studies where the model does very slow motion-y, flowy, continuous movement, and you just do little sketches and notes of the movement. So that is what this is. They're hard to do. A lot of people, including me, get a little frustrated while doing them, but it reminds me of the days when I was drawing animals in the zoo, where obviously they don't hold a pose for you, and it does loosen you up again in the middle of drawing, which is nice. It's something that I like. More true gray drawings. And this little sketch that I was not happy with these. This was a drawing at one of my favorite little bars. It's a bar, but kind of a tree house here in Munich. It feels very alternative, very untypical, kind of Berlin-like for Munich, and I really like spending my time there. You're just sitting in a tree, a bunch of tables and fairy lights, and it's just a vibe that I like a lot. This was me at another bar slash cafe waiting for a friend. Because I'm starting to do these sketchbook flip throughs, I'm realizing how much I love doing little notes on the side. So not just drawing the people at the cafe while I was waiting for my friend, but also noting like, hey, I'm waiting for this friend. And we ended up spending this evening together and stuff, like little journal entries. And then later on, when I look at it, even just half a year later, I would have forgotten what this was, and I'm like, oh, I remember that evening, and it kind of refreshes the memories, and I really like that. More people in that cafe, trying to force myself to not just draw their faces, which I like to do with cafe drawings, but also their poses and the way they sit, because no one sits perfectly. Everyone has their own character showing in the way they sit as well, which I really like. And this face I'm happy with too. And here I made a little note that we went to Austria with my family. I really like this drawing of my dog as well, as she was looking at my mom or my dad. I think I just captured the essence there. Here's some more drawings for fun, and another comfort page drawing watercolor studies from Pinterest. These are some more watercolor studies from Pinterest. These ones I'm really happy with. I might actually post these. I don't remember even the pictures I painted these of, the photos, but I just really like what happened in their faces and how clean the watercolor washes is. I didn't overwork this one, which I like. Here's another meeting with the Munich plein air group. We painted a monument here in Munich. It's an old statue dedicated to a king, and lots of details to capture, but very fun to do, and it was just really wholesome day. Lots of wholesome artists around. Here's some more drawings, and I'll note that this was the day that I got monetized, which is nice. I'm pretty sure this was another Pinterest skin color study I did. Back to life drawing, I can already tell on the way her pose looks, just the way the movement looks, that this is Nadia. It's lovely if you draw the same models over and over again, like Olga and Nadia, for example. You tend to recognize them even in the short poses, just because they have such character. In those as well, she has really skinny, slender, elegant arms. It's really fun to draw, and just these really intense poses, very elegant poses usually. I guess I tore out a bunch of these here. Don't really remember. I guess these were all just life drawings as well. But I left this one, which is the last session of my Munich player group painting sessions. I guess this was around August, a really hot day in the countryside. And I was painting my friend who organizes the Munich plein air session, Fernando, and his dog, Theo. He had this whole setup to shield himself from the sun and paint a village close by, and it was just a really beautiful day. I really loved his painting that day as well. I was just hiding in the shade. Then this was a memory that I captured. My grandpa had an accident, and we ended up staying in the hospital with him for many hours at a time. Most of the times, luckily, he was sleeping and recovering from his accident, so it gave me a lot of time to just draw for fun, draw my feelings, draw my worry about him. He's fine now, but the drawing really comforted me. And these are just the kind of drawings that I would used to do when I just had a lot of space, like in school, for example. I wouldn't pay that much attention to the teachers and mostly just sketch and draw on the side of the paper. And this kind of reminded me of that, just loose, flowy drawings purely for fun. Just drawing what feels right. And drawing what was in front of me, which was my grandpa snoring, grandpa's nose, my grandpa's hands, the room and stuff. But like I said, he's okay now. Then I was back, ended up having some time to draw for fun, some fall themed watercolor drawings for enjoyment. Let me see, this is Olga again. Yeah, I was wondering. Yep. I can already tell. Just by your poses. Oh, here's a card of my friend Lynn from Lightbox as well. More drawings. Very fall excited, so that's I think why I put the leaves around here. This must have been one of the last times that I biked to my life drawing session. We had a brief visit in Tuscany in Italy to help our neighbors with their olive harvest. They have a small estate there that we can help on sometimes, which is really, this was my first time helping out. That was really fun. But that was the only sketch I did in Tuscany of my surroundings, really. Then these are all drawings at the airport just before heading to LA to attend Lightbox and visit my sister. Airport sketches are also very nostalgic for me. Didn't do any sketches at Lightbox either, it's just too busy, it's just too crazy. Here are some notes, Lightbox related stuff. But then before we left LA, even though it was really cramped that time and we had to get out immediately and drive our 12 hours to Salt Lake City afterwards, we did make some time to do a cafe sketching session with some of our comfort friends in LA, which we used to do every Friday when we were in LA still, and that was really fun. This was Salt Lake City already. Some of my sister's favorite cafe, or one of them. Remember the baristas were dressed up as nuns because it was Halloween, and it was the Holy Water Cafe. That's, I guess, why they were dressed up as nuns. And this is at my sister has 2 artist friends that she meets up with every Sunday just to draw for fun, and it was just such a creative space that I ended up having a lot of fun just sketching, and weird creatures float out, which is a sign that I felt very artistically in tune with myself around her friends. I drew her friends as well. This is Aaron, who does beautiful art, but as a job he actually builds violins. That's why there's like a floating violin here. And Travis is the other friend. I have 2 very lovely human beings. Then we're back in Munich. This is November already. I wrote down that it's foggy and rainy. I spent the first weekend pretty much alone, recovering from my jet lag and just painting for fun, for enjoyment. Here's a drawing of my dog solely because her tongue was sticking out when she was asleep, and I love when that happens. It's the cutest thing, just seeing her tiny little pink tongue. She's such an elegant creature, but oh, with that tongue she just looks so cute. This was the first model here back in Munich that I drew, and she looked amazing. She had piercings, she had tattoos all over, she had dreads that went all the way down her back. She just looked like a feral forest elf creature, warrior, D&D character. It was just such a joy to draw. This wasn't anatomy studies at all. This was purely just trying to capture her cool design, her cool look. She was covered in tattoos. They looked amazing. I remember I was quite busy with work around this time, doing a lot of digital art and painting. In the evening, I sometimes made time to do some studies of artists that I liked in watercolor. I tried to use what I learned here the next day in another life drawing session while drawing this model. This is a new model that we had too, and I especially loved her short poses. She's an actress but used to do ballet, and you can totally tell just the way how elegant she is, her movements, and I really like how light and flowy these watercolors turned out. And it was just fun to draw. See, her head is shaved, she's bald. So it was fun to draw a model without hair for once, just actually studying the head shape for once. And a few of my other artist friends reported the same thing, that this was actually a really good exercise. I usually do life drawings with pencil, and here I actually dared myself to use some pen. Even though I love pencil sketches, I'm trying to just challenge myself a little bit. You can see how unsure I am, which means that I'm growing, which is good. More Olga sketches, some watercolor sketches in pen. Actually, I haven't done that in forever. I'm not sure how happy I am with these, but it does kind of make it feel a little bit cartoon-like a manga almost. And I do like that. Then I did switch back to pencil though, and I like these far more just because I'm more comfortable. Like this one, I'm really happy with this whole page. But I'm proud of myself for pushing myself and learning a little bit. This was the first of Advent, so we're getting into the time leading up to Christmas. Here's just some drawings from imagination. Again, like his shape a lot. Here's the dog. Here's some more drawings from imagination. Another dog, more drawings from imagination. I made a note that this day I feel especially anxious about AI again, which in those moments, it's quite soothing to lean into your traditional art practice. Remember why you do what you do. Remember why you love it. Here's some drawings. Actually, I did during a art department meeting of the project I'm on. This is my art director and my producer. He looks very evil in this drawing. He's not. He's a lovely human being. I love him very much. So this is misleading. I don't know why he got so dark and gruesome looking here. But Peter, my art director, also lovely guy. I know that this is the 1st of December, and I did a very spring-like drawing for whatever reason. I guess I wasn't feeling too wintry yet. And my Munich plein air group, whenever it gets too cold to paint outside, they keep on meeting in the basement of a museum, and they do portrait drawings, portrait sessions. I was done quickly because watercolors just go quicker than oils, and the others, a lot of them do oil, and they paint the same angle for 3 hours, but I kept moving around the model, and that was a lot of fun. I started reading a fantasy novel for the first time in forever. I usually only read like non-fiction, but this winter I got back into fiction and fantasy and romantasy, and you can tell on the drawings it had a big effect on what I was drawing from imagination. Back with the ballerina drawings, doing 5-minute drawings and risking actually trying to put like watercolors on those. Usually 5 minutes is not enough to add watercolors, but here I tried. The movement study of hers. I'm happy with the way the fingers catch the light. It's not easy to capture values with these watercolors, but here I feel like I succeeded. And I also like that this part up here is warmer than this part down here because the warm light source was there. So there's a bunch of unintentional stuff that ended up working in this drawing. As sometimes is the case. This is the last drawing of that session, or one of the last drawings. And it was nice because the next day, immediately the next day, I met a friend from Life Drawing at a museum. We wanted to paint some ships, old pirate ships, but that section of the museum was closed, unfortunately. So we ended up just drawing World War II planes and robots, and it was still fun to do and just hang out with them. So I had Life Drawing the one day, and the next day I met my friend and painted robots and planes for hours and hours. And then the evening he showed me his life drawing class, which is in the academy here in Munich. And at that point I was so warmed up because I've basically just been consistently drawing in my sketchbook since the day before. And this session was so much fun because of it. I was just so warmed up. I love her acting. I love the lines here. I love everything that's happening. It was just so effortless. That life drawing session actually had a teacher, and he was really cool. He did stuff like the model would hold the same pose for like 25 minutes, and every 5 minutes he would rotate the model stand and you could draw the same pose from every angle. Which, first of all, like, I don't know if I need to do that, but it was so fun. Just like drawing even smaller like this, getting out of my comfort zone. And then just when I was really getting into it, he switched back to like short poses, 1 minute, 2 minute poses, which is so great because that way you don't stiffen up, but you can loosen up your wrists again and start observing again. And get back into the playful mode instead of just trying to perfect one long pose after another. And these short poses I'm so happy with. Like they're really just hinted at, but I just love how much energy they have, and with how little lines I managed to indicate her character and her movements. Then we switched back to really long poses again. By that point I was really warmed up, and I just love what the colors do here, and just switching back and forth between long poses and short poses is something I really enjoyed. Then I'm back at my usual life drawing session the next week. Most of the models we have in Munich or in Germany in general, just because we are a very white country, is mostly white models. And this is actually, I think, the only or one of the only models of color that we have, which is really great for me because it breaks me out of my comfort zone. If I have a bad drawing day, if I'm not really concentrated, if I draw a white model, I know what 2-3 colors to mix to make it look good now, and I can kind of go on autopilot. But with a person of color, I can't go on autopilot. I have to really focus and really observe and really zero in. So this was so difficult. I was exhausted after the session because I was concentrating so hard. But I learned so much, like how much more you have to work with cools and warms, and that the highlights are really important. Whereas drawing a white person, the shadow side is more important. I was so out of my comfort zone, and it was really difficult for me to do. It's the same when drawing male models too. Like I usually only draw female models, and then once a year I'll we'll have a male model, and I'm so out of my comfort zone I have to really concentrate because it's just not what I'm used to. This was the day before Christmas. I remember my sister and I, we had multiple plans that day, and we canceled them all and just stayed inside and just drew for fun. And it was a really lovely evening. It was a really wholesome evening. So another character from the book I'm reading is the Court of Thorns and Roses, if you know it, the steamy fairy book. It's amazing. I did do one of the characters in that book. And then we headed to Amsterdam, to Efteling. My last video was about that, of the sketches that I did there on location, quick environment sketches in my sketchbook. I kind of unlocked that this day. Also sketches of people, sketches of my friend, and no, it was really cool to be in that mindset to actually be able to capture places quickly and not just people quickly. Drawing from imagination, and then we headed to Austria again, to where our family was waiting for us. We also did a lot of drawing for fun and just snowboard hiking and stuff, and then hunkering down inside, drinking tea and painting for fun. Painting from Pinterest. I really like these costumes. So designed little characters around those. It's another attempt of drawing one of the characters in the book. Now I learned that she has blonde, long hair, but back then I was like, oh, I wonder, this was kind of what I imagined her. I was apparently very off, but it's kind of fun to read something that you are really encapsulated by, and then seeing how you would visualize that. I'm so glad I can sketch and actually try to like take the stuff from my brain and put it on paper and see how close I can get to how the characters feel. It's a really great exercise, I think. And then we're ending pretty much on me trying to draw more houses in my sketchbook, because it's all just characters and life drawings and living things, and I want to really learn to draw more environments in my sketchbook again, and not just perfect finished hour-long environments, but like just sketches from imagination, exploring and stuff. Here's a drawing of my sister in Austria, and here's just some drawings for a new commission that I'm working on of a little illustrated book. And that's pretty much it. And the rest is just notes, sketches for Christmas presents and stuff, and I'll keep these last pages just for my illustrations. But that's pretty much it this year. So that was all I had to share. I'm excited to start a new sketchbook and see where the next one carries me. I'll have to get one soon because, like you saw, I only have like a couple empty pages left, and I don't like going too long without a sketchbook. And the next live drawing session is coming up in 3 days already, so I gotta get one by then. But thank you once again for watching. Thank you for being here and being interested, and I hope this gave you some sort of inspiration to be playful, to draw in your own sketchbooks, do some watercolor drawing, whatever you draw from it. I'm excited for another year of creating and making beautiful things, and I'm excited to see what you all do with this new year ahead. Yep, that's all from me. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.